Yes, indeed. Cassell Coliseum is sold out once again. The fans lined up early to rush in and get the best seats in the house to see their next to the last home game for Virginia Tech.
The last time these two played, as you mentioned, Pam, Duke dominated. Now, Georgia Amoore went out in the second half with an injury, was not able to return, but Reagan Richardson was excellent in this game. She had 22 points. Ashlyn Jackson added 13. And Duke forced 20 turnovers. That is the key for the Hokies. They have to take care of the ball in this rematch.
And losing Georgia Amoore was a major factor. Georgia Amoore and Elizabeth Kitley are having spectacular seasons, maybe the best two-man game in women's basketball.
I think they are. I think this is the best duo in the country, especially with how they play together, how they play off of each other, and their pick and roll, of course, is lethal. These are two of the candidates right here for ACC Player of the Year. Of course, Liz Kitley, a two-time ACC Player of the Year. For Duke, it's Reagan Richardson, who we talked about in that previous matchup. She was so good when they beat Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago. She is very talented, can score from all three levels. Duke needs a big night from Reagan Richardson.
And one of the great traditions right before the game, fans getting into Sandman. Liz Kitley getting ready to jump against Kennedy Brown. And we are underway, and Virginia Tech will be shooting towards their fired-up student section to start this game. Amoore over to Kayla King. It's King, Kitley, and Amoore that have been together now for 4 years. Kitley right away gets Kennedy Brown off the bounce.
What a move by Liz Kitley. Duke is one of the few teams in the ACC that doesn't really want to double Liz Kitley, but that time Kitley got the better of Kennedy Brown inside.
You take a look at the starters. Jaden Donovan, a highly touted freshman. Taina Mayer, the Boston College transfer, has been huge for them playing the point as Brown chased down the missed shot. Duke coming off an overtime win against North Carolina. They were down 12 to start the fourth quarter. Brown with the nice catch and turn. And the Hokie lineup, very familiar faces. Matilda Ekh, transfer from Michigan State, has given them another good punch from the three-point line. But Olivia Summiel doing a lot of the little things, the Wake Forest transfer. On the ground and held ball, possession arrow in favor of Duke. They want to make every catch hard, not just for Liz, but for the entire Hokie offense. And off the bounce, that's a good start for Ashlyn Jackson. Georgia Amoore, one of the best point guards in the country. Only Caitlin Clark averages more assists per game than Georgia Amoore, and that's incredible company.
Caitlin Clark going for a big record tonight.
That's
Pam.
right. 7 to tie, 8 to break. The all-time record of Kelsey Plum. There's Ekh. Donovan goes down in the same area where Richardson lost the ball. Richardson's turnaround. Kitley gets the rebound. And we have gotten word that Caitlin Clark has indeed just broken Kelsey Plum's record. It didn't take her long to get 8 points, so she has done that.
She has their first 8 points. Wow.
They did that before 3 minutes expired in that game. They're hosting Michigan. Amoore, so tough, drew the foul.
Second foot, where generally you'd shoot it off your left foot. She shoots it off of her right because she knows she has to get it off quicker. Such a smart play by Georgia Amoore.
Look who gets some early minutes. Delaney Thomas earning these minutes, coming off a career 19 points in the overtime win against North Carolina. So a bigger lineup now. Thomas, number 12 in gray. We like the Duke Grays.
The Duke Grays look very good, and I like the Virginia Tech Blacks. This is an elite jersey combo, Pam.
This is a blackout game. They encouraged fans to wear black in this game. Getting it inside, Kitley, terrific pass from Summiel.
Summiel knew where to go with that ball right away. And Samuel has been great at and Amoore, besides Ekh, who brought the ball up, was the only Hokie who touched the ball on that play.
Ashlyn Jackson nails it. She was surprised that this team was as close to last year's great defensive team, but she likes her offense better this year. Kitley, nifty work.
And Virginia Tech showing a little zone here. Some 2-3 zone. Almost daring Duke to shoot it from 3. Duke has not shot it well from 3 tonight so far. And maybe trying to counter some of that Blue Devil size.
Duke just 1 of 4 from distance in this game. Lawson has gone to her bench. Emsbo, the Yale transfer, number 21 in gray, bringing some length. But there's the freshman Thomas on Kitley. Knocked it away momentarily and indeed ended up forcing the turnover. But Georgia Amoore, always in the thick of things.
So crafty, so quick. A heads-up play from Amoore, and they get a whole possession back. That was a great defensive possession by Duke, and then they give the ball right back to Virginia Tech.
And now Emsbo, the primary defender on Kitley. She's 6'5", so shorter than Liz. No one has had more double-doubles in the history of the ACC. She recently broke that, breaking Chris Moreland's record that stood for a long time, the former Duke great.
She is without a doubt one of the very best players to play in the ACC, looking for her 3rd straight ACC Player of the Year award. And looks like the officials are calling a good bit of that in this first quarter.
Emsbo picked up that foul. Mayer picked up her second and the foul before that. Coming up Sunday on the ACC Network, a triple header in women's basketball. Boston College hosting number 16 Notre Dame at noon Eastern. And here at Cassell, Virginia Tech hosts North Carolina. And then it's Duke and NC State. What a day coming up next Sunday. You'll be right back here for that Carolina game?
I should just rent an apartment or, get a room somewhere here at Virginia Tech.
They love their basketball here. Duke has gone almost 3 minutes without a score.
Amoore and Coach Brooks were talking to us at shoot-around, and they talked about how they sometimes legitimately read each other's minds, and I would believe it.
Strack gets the rebound for Virginia Tech, number 13 in black, a very promising freshman from Buffalo. And when she and Kitley play together, that's kind of scary. That was a chance he passed that got knocked away.
And now teams are starting to scout Strack, and they know when she's at the high post, she wants to pass to Kitley right away, and Duke was all over that. And then Emsbo knocks down the jumper on the other end. Kitley's been pretty good so far, 8 points, 3 or 4. That'll get the job done. But overall, I've been so impressed with Duke defensively in the half court. They are playing so hard, so connected. They're making everything so difficult for the Hokies.
And now Virginia Tech on a 3-minute drought. Give it to number 33.
That's what Kara Lawson said to us, right, Pam? She said, look, Kitley may get 30, but it's going to be the most difficult 30 of her life, and then we're going to try to limit everyone else around her. And they've done a decent job of that so far.
Shot clock is off. The fans at Cassell cheering for a defensive stop. Mayer to Okonowa. Richardson, long 3, and she nailed it.
Massive shot for Reagan Richardson.
And that almost went in for Carly Wenzel. But the 3 from Richardson. Amoore just 1 of 5 from the floor. Pam Ward and Kelly Gremlick joining you from sold-out Cassell Coliseum. The penultimate home game for them in the regular season. They've already sold out Senior Day coming up. That will be, I think, pretty emotional here. Liz Kitley and company will certainly host an NCAA first and second round game.
They're a 3 seed right now in the top 16 that the NCAA just revealed.
And then the tournament back in Greensboro, a tournament they won for the very first time last year. Jackson with the miss. Okonowa had her shot blocked, but Duke hangs on to the basketball. Shot clock dying. Jackson got it.
Wow. Ashlyn Jackson has hit some tough shots in this game so far. It's such a dagger when you play great defense for that long of the shot clock, and then boom, they score right at the end.
Amoore short. Kitley held up.
No, no big deal.
Yep.
I've done that so many times.
Yeah, Kennedy Brown setting the screen out there. A couple times now the Duke has hit a three with time running out on the clock.
Duke's hit 3 threes so far. Virginia Tech has yet to make a three, which is surprising for a team like the Hokies that shoot it so well from beyond the arc.
Now Delaney Thomas heads to the free throw line after Samuel fouled her. Thomas from Charlestown, West Virginia, but went to high school at St. John's College. Coming off the game of her life, 19 points and 7 rebounds in the overtime win against North Carolina.
Has been recruiting like crazy, but they're young, and so to see that team come together and come back against their rival, very impressed.
6 newcomers, 2 transfers, and 4 freshmen, including Thomas. What a move. That's one of those freshmen. Kanawa, she has a lot of talent.
And so they're just making it really hard on Georgia Amoore.
Now Kitley with a little bit of breathing space, tries the turnaround and got hit by Brown. Kennedy Brown, who goes out with the 2 personals. Emsbo back in as Kitley heads to the line. Friday afternoon, our Shriners Children's Clearwater Invitational coverage continues with North Carolina and UCF. This is softball. It's so exciting. At 2 Eastern, 1
That's
Central,
right.
Georgia Tech, Northwestern, and then the Heels again taking on Washington. Softball coming your way on the ACC network and the app from warm, sunny places. Spring's coming. Pass over the top to Jackson, who got hit from behind by King.
And I like that play, too, the flare screen. Very effective. Now Kayla King with 2 personal fouls. That's a big difference for Virginia Tech and their best guard defender.
Kayla has yet to score. Jackson at the bench. It looks like Kenny Brooks is going to send in a sub for King.
And with that foul trouble, we'll see if Virginia Tech chooses to play a bit more zone. They were playing some zone at the end of the first quarter.
So Karis Baker, number 10 in black, comes in for Virginia Tech. She herself is a true freshman from West Hartford, Connecticut.
Up near you, Pam.
Yep, one couple of towns over, not far from Bristol at all.
That's right.
Dad Vin Baker did some things in his NBA career, and then Emsbo and Kennedy Brown, the 2 bigs for Duke, each with 2 personal fouls. Emsbo goes to the bench. Thomas back in. And Matilda Ekh made a nice little move to get to the basket.
Matilda Ekh is one of those players that Virginia Tech needs to be in double figures. She has 3 points tonight. Has only taken 1 shot from the floor. Virginia Tech needs her to be a bit more effective. But now, for these final 5.5 minutes or so of the first half, what can the Hokies do with both of those bigs for Duke in foul trouble?
The freshman Thomas now in at the 5 spot, and that's a travel. Great defense by Tech. It was Ekh and Baker teaming up.
And Hokies back to the zone. So Kayla King stays on the bench in order to help prevent more fouls. Yeah, it's a battle in the painted area in this game tonight, Pam.
And Kenny Brooks expected that. There's Tech's first 3.
Big shot from the freshman.
Gets them to within 1. Gets the crowd engaged. Thomas got blocked. And it's Virginia Tech basketball. She is doing Liz Kitley-like things. The problem is the rest of her teammates really struggling against this Duke defense. Amoore has been bothered all night.
And give Duke credit. The Duke guards have done an excellent job on Amoore. It's actually been a team defensive effort because the post hedging has bothered her as well.
Kitley with the fadeaway over Emsbo.
15 to 17 feet and a little bit in. It was incredibly impressive.
Baker called for the foul. That missed everything. Samuel couldn't get it cleanly. It was taken away by Ekanawa. And Ekanawa, a freshman from Boston.
They play with so much effort, so much energy, and they play so smart on the defensive end. It can be more difficult to rebound out of a zone than when you're playing man-to-man, especially with the athletes that Duke has on the floor.
Boy, Amoore misses again. And a foul on Strack. You see some frustration now.
Virginia Tech is such a rhythm team, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Delaney Thomas at the line after getting fouled by Strack, who picked up her first. Losing to Duke last year, then they won 15 in a row before they lost to LSU in the Final Four, game in which they led in the fourth quarter.
Right.
And the 7-game winning streak now. Last loss to Duke.
Virginia Tech's talked about how that Duke loss last year was one of the best things to happen to them because of how well they played after. It really motivated their team, brought them together, and we're seeing a little bit of that this year. Virginia Tech, like we've talked about, Pam, they're undefeated since they lost in Durham.
That was almost taken away by Thomas. Strack saved it. Shot clock now inside of 10 seconds. Amoore. Thomas came out, and that kind of doomed the possession.
Duke's post players are so athletic. There are very few post players that could stay in front of Amoore like Thomas just did.
Duke, meanwhile, they're on a string of 5 minutes without a field goal, yet they still have the lead. Konawa, nope. Rebound all the way to Jackson at the three-point line, who didn't hesitate.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that. A rebound popping out to the three-point line.
On the other side, Baker already has 1 3. That missed. Strack could not field the rebound.
Off the rim to Ashlyn Jackson, right in the shooting pocket, too.
Right
it was a
where
good
she
pass
wanted it.
from the rim.
There you go, Georgia Amoore. Tech still in that zone. Jackson. Georgia just with 1 assist so far in this game. Great save by Ekh.
And if that pass is lower, that's a shot for Ekh.
Kitley again. Virginia Tech back on top. Richardson with the miss. Inside a minute. Amoore settles. Got by a couple of Duke defenders and then threw that ball as she was falling out of bounds. What an assist. Thomas drives on Kitley. Good defense. And now Tech has a chance to take the last shot of the half.
7-0 run for Virginia Tech. Grabbing momentum back going into the half.
Amoore. What a way to get to the basket again, but it wouldn't go in. Amoore with a big 3 and then a ridiculous assist.
But Duke's done a great job of limiting all the weapons around Kitley.
Take a look. Duke limiting Tech to just 2 made threes. They're one of the best teams in the country on average. Kitley was 6 of 8 from the floor. The rest of her teammates shot just 28%. Georgia Amoore with just 1 assist in that first half. It was spectacular, but she missed 8 of her 10 shots, and Duke gets off on the right foot. Sophomore from the state of Texas, came off the bench last year where she only averaged 13 minutes and 3 points per game. Much bigger role, and contributing more now in her sophomore season. Kitley, come on. Richardson guarded by Sumiel, and another tie-up. Yeah, and Amoore, who was on the floor several times in the first half, as tough as they come, she played Australian rules football, or footy, as they call it, and I bet she was fantastic. Ekh, good look, good result. Richardson off the inbounds.
They're going to stay in this game. This is going to be a fourth quarter fight because Duke is so relentless, as you said earlier in the show, Pam, and they're going to continue to make it difficult on defense.
Kitley this time off the bench, or off the bounce rather. In and out for Amoore. Trying to get it over Amoore. The ball is loose. It's up in Jackson's hand. It's been a hot hand tonight. Ekh got screened away by Brown.
And you're seeing that with Ashlyn Jackson tonight, who's 5 of 7 from the field and is having a great game.
Kitley fouled her to put her on the line. I'm going to look ahead right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Now, obviously, they're going to talk about this game, and you're going to jump on that show too, right?
I will.
Double duty. Ekh with the miss. Here come the Devils. Nice. Mayer got it perfectly. That's a sweet assist for Richards. Much ballyhooed freshman. Didn't even play 4 minutes in the first half because of the 2 fouls. Tough pass to Strack, got taken away. Here's Mayer. They have numbers. Thomas. Oh, Ekh got in there, but got too much.
Here's a replay of Duke again getting out in transition, and a good call. Matilda Ekh got quite a bit of arm on that situation. And Coach Brooks, I think, a little more frustrated with the turnover. Georgia Amoore, she can be very effective when she dribbles under the rim. But like I said earlier with that deflection, there are some things you can do against other teams that you just can't do against Duke. That's how good they are defensively.
Thomas 1 of 2 from the line. She was fouled by Ekh. First on her. High ball game in Blacksburg. Kitley working on Brown. Still. Oh, what a special talent Jackie Stiles was, all of those women, and I love that Kelsey Plum was cheering and being so supportive of Caitlin Clark breaking a record. So Amoore and Kitley playing together. We see Kitley directing a little bit of traffic for the freshman. Amoore turns the corner, knocks it down, and turns to yell at the bench. Kayla King now with 3 personal fouls. She has gone to the bench for Carly Wenzel, a redshirt freshman. Just the experience with King of that trio. Thomas bringing the ball up the court. Now Mayer's going to settle things down. Duke has hit its last 3 shots. Okonawa has been all over the boards today. A very good rebounding guard.
If I had to draw up a kind of a prototype to play at Duke, it would be someone like Okonawa.
Strack fouled her, a double-double in her opening game against Richmond. Leads the team in steals, rebounds, off the bench. Emsbo being really physical with Kitley.
And there's the ball pressure. Yep. Ball pressure is the best post defense. Okonawa all over it.
Because that's the magic, right? And then Okonawa finishes on the other end. As we hit a minute to go in the third quarter. Amoore driving through the lane. Strack left open. Kitley was able to get the rebound and then was fouled.
What a board. I don't know how Liz Kitley was able to grab that rebound.
Third foul on Emsbo.
Now Kara Lawson has to think about Kennedy Brown and Emsbo both have 3 fouls. Do you bring Brown back in? How do you handle that situation?
Right now she's sticking with Emsbo out on the floor. Emma Cable heading to the line. Sophomore from Ontario. They play here. Then it's Miami, BC, Louisville, Pitt. All that coming up Saturday on the ACC network and the app. A big triple header for you. Already midway through the month of February. Nice pass, Strack to Kitley, who has a rare miss.
2 missed layups for Virginia Tech in the last couple of minutes. Wow.
Shot clock is off. Jackson went up and down. Defense by Wenzel forced her. The heave by King, who had a little bit more time.
So much on the line with this game. Virginia Tech trying to hold on to first place in the ACC, trying to earn a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. Duke, very clearly a tournament team, trying to earn their first road win over a ranked team. A lot at stake in this fourth quarter, Pam.
Yes, Carol Lawson mentioned that to us, how big this road win would be. It's so tough to play in Cassell anyways. Kitley gets a block. Pam Ward and Kelly Gramlich joining you from another sold-out game at Cassell.
Liz Kitley with her 50th block. She had 49 coming into this game. And one of the better shot blockers in the nation.
She has more blocks than a lot of teams in the nation.
She blocks shots, but also alters shots for teams. And Kayla King somehow picked up her 4th foul there, Pam.
And she still has not scored.
She hasn't really been able to play that much because of the fouls.
Yep. Oh, boy. Really like Okonowa's game.
She's fun to watch. She's only a freshman.
Great rebounding guard. Kitley taking it into her own hands.
That fadeaway.
Samuel only 13 threes on the season before that one, before that attempt. And then the follow gets Duke back on top. Georgia Amoore, nope. Kitley, follow, foul. There's now 4 fouls on Kennedy Brown, who exits. Kitley back at the line. A couple of 20-point double-doubles during that week. That's not bad. And is working on another one tonight. 26 points, 9 rebounds. That was her first miss at the free throw line. Okonowa, now Baker in. Kitley got a hand on it. And then the foul by Okonowa being too aggressive in the backcourt.
Getting to that free throw line would be very beneficial for the Hokies.
Good free throw shooting team. Amoore with the little step back.
And now with that 5th foul, Virginia Tech is shooting. But Duke, known for their depth. They want to throw a bunch of different players at Liz Kitley to try to disrupt her. Now, you've got some foul trouble issues with quite a bit of time left in this game.
4 Devils with 4 personals. Okonowa has been terrific. Brown and Emsbo, the primary defenders on Kitley, even though it doesn't really seem to matter. She's got 28 points,
28-11.
11 rebounds, another double-double for the ACC's career leader in double-doubles. Jackson driving on Ekh. Baker got her hands in there, and a foul called on Tech.
She did get quite a bit of ball there, Pam, though.
So Matilda Ekh picks up her 3rd personal foul. There's Jackson at the line, had 13 points at the half, and now is up to 18.
She's played a great game. Had 13 points against Virginia Tech in their first meeting, and an excellent all-around floor game for her tonight.
Duke on top. 5.5 to go. Kitley away from the basket, now drives on Emsbo. Rolls it in. What do you call that, a 30-burger?
A 30-burger, that's right, Pam. Okay. If I'm Duke, keep going to Ashlyn Jackson. She's been so good in this game. Ride the hot hand, as Kara Lawson talked about pregame with us.
That is all Georgia Amoore.
She's just been better. And that's what Kara Lawson told us. It's going to be the hardest 30 of her life, which could argue it has been. And the other players have not produced. And Okonowa has been so good on Georgia Amoore. Coach Lawson put her back in this game with 4 fouls.
Amoore has really struggled, has missed now 16 of 19 shots. Gets the rebound. Ekh, big 3.
Made possible by the offensive rebound from Georgia Amoore.
Thomas slips inside.
But it's those little things that you have to do when you're trying to knock off Virginia Tech in this building.
Thomas 1 out of 2. Rebound knocked around. Okonowa kept it alive.
Big offensive rebound for the Blue Devils.
They've missed 5 straight shots from the floor, 7 of their last 8. Okonowa got her own miss, sliced in and got the bucket. Cuts the lead to 1. Amoore. Thomas is switched onto her. Kitley guarded by Brown, who has 4 fouls.
What a shot by Liz Kitley.
Richardson, beautiful recovery. Richardson at 22 in the win against Tech and Durham earlier this season, has half that so far. Another offensive board and another Kitley bucket.
Another offensive rebound for Georgia Amoore after she misses a shot, gets her own rebound, and then a great pass to Kitley.
6 turnovers, 3 assists. The 3, short by Jackson, and Ekh couldn't hang on to it.
And that was off of Ekh, so it will be they're saying 20 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ekh did not gain possession.
Okay, so Jackson directing traffic. Akanawa staying active. Richardson for the 3-point shot. Another rebound for Kitley. Timeout, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech atop the standings, a half game ahead of Syracuse. Amoore guarded by Akanawa, who's been tremendous all night. Kitley bounces out to King. Georgia for 3. Got it!
They finally chose to double Kitley.
And Amoore has not been shooting well tonight, but she got the shot. Now Duke running out of time, down 6. Brown for 3, hits it. Kennedy Brown, of all people, had only hit 5 threes all year, or 4 of them, pardon me. That was her 5th.
And this is a different situation just because of the time. So I would give an initial trap, go for a steal, initial trap, and then you have to foul.
Amoore trying to run away from Jackson, and she did finally salt this away at the free throw line.
Georgia Amoore coming up big when her team needs her. Didn't play her best game. I think she'd be the first to tell you that. But has scored their last 5 points and has come up big when they needed her the most.
Jackson, desperation 3, missed everything. Duke's next game is at home against Notre Dame. Then they go to Syracuse and play NC State.
Duke has a gauntlet,
This
but
is a stretch.
with this defense, Pam, they're going to be in every game. They really are.
Virginia Tech hangs on to win 61-56, a new season high, 34 points for Liz Kitley. And Georgia Amoore, you're going to say, dang, she was 4-21 from the floor, but that 5-point stretch was huge.
Doesn't matter. She scored the last 5 for Virginia Tech. She was clutch when they needed her, Pam.
For Kelly Gramlich, I'm Pam Ward as we say so long from Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech wins its 23rd straight home game. Time for nothing but net, Kelsey, Ivory, Mumpet, and soon Kelly Gramlich.